There's nothing more vulnerable than singing for an audience. Maybe adolescents can compete, which is why this week's musical yearbook still makes the author cringe almost 20 years later. I know because, unfortunately, this is my story. At 13, I recorded myself singing along to Dave Matthews, and I did so on one of my older sister's mixtapes. My actions did not go unnoticed, so please enjoy while I cringe. 1996. Hike up your skirt a little more and show your world to me. For anyone honest enough to admit they not only listened to, but also embraced Dave Matthews Band, this lyric needs no introduction. For the rest of you, either too young or too proud, allow me to remind you. It's from the hit Crash Into Me. Hike up your skirt a little more and show your world to me. I knew what the line meant. My, did I know. If there's anyone who revels in understanding a line like that, it's a 14-year-old boy. It seems adolescence falls into one of two categories rooted in certainty. One group is made up of those certain they do nothing well, while the other group is comprised of those certain they do nothing poorly. I fell in the latter category, and singing was no exception. I didn't miss a note singing along to Counting Crows, August, and everything after. I knew Anna Begins just as thoroughly as Mr. Jones, and I thought I was good. No, I knew I was good. But still, I needed the formal confirmation without seeking outside counsel. Just in case the shower walls were lying, I needed to record myself. I can't remember exactly how I recorded my overdub of Crash Into Me, but I know the following to be true. Number 1, my mom bought a Target karaoke machine complete with a microphone as a Christmas present prior to my recording. Number 2, between 6 children, there was an abundance of tapes and CDs in the house. Tapes were for mixes. I had the best knowledge of Libby's collection, my slightly older sister. Her top-tier music after Garth Brooks included Blessed Union of Soul, Eagle Eye Cherry, and Jimmy Buffett. Number 3, there was at least one boombox in the house with a dual cassette, which made overdubbing a vocal track very simple. Now, recording myself would have been a perfectly harmless and understandable thing to go forever unnoticed had I not made one foolish error. I recorded over one of Libby's favorite mixtapes. A mixtape she took with her when she and my dad set off for a college visit in his pearl-white, pimpish Buick Riviera. Now, you can fill in the major points of how this story plays out, but I must add 2 details critical to my undoing. I never rewound the tape after listening to the recording. Even worse, I was so disgusted with what I heard in my own voice that I didn't even get through the entire recording, which left the tape wound to the single worst point in the song. Though not present at the time of my bust, based on 31 years' experience in the Lang family, which includes dozens of road trips, I can say the following happened with 90% certainty. Anne Murray's CD is ejected at some point after Des Moines, most likely at the I-35-I-80 junction. Having already listened to Dad's music, a mixtape goes in. Libby expects to hear a familiar tune that has already passed the Dad censor test in her head. Singing begins. Hike up your skirt a little more. In the car, confusion shaped into questions is replaced by doubtful identification. Dad asks, "What is this, Lib?" "And show your world to me." "Is this Phil? Phil?" Libby knows it's me, but confirming Dad's suspicion is like giving bad news at a hospital. Mr. Lang, I regret to inform you that the voice on the Summer Tunes 96 mixtape is indeed your son, Phil. The test confirms it. The boy has entered puberty. Dad no doubt stares at the tape deck. What is he singing? Hike up your skirt a little more and show your world to me in a boy's dream. My hand still covers my face to this day at the thought of them hearing this line. I did not have a good voice, but that is so far from the point. My only relief comes from knowing I was literally hundreds of miles away when this took place. I now wonder what the next 20 miles on I-80 were like. Did they fast forward the tape? I hope they didn't rewind it. God, I hope they didn't rewind. I've never asked Libby or Dad. I only hope the humor overwhelmed my dad's parental morality. I hope they laughed and enjoyed just how bizarre the moment was that they found themselves sharing. It was years before either said a word about it to me. That's a pretty nice older sister. That's a dad whose fifth of 6 children was about to start college. That's a dad who had bigger things to worry about than his youngest kid singing about anatomy he'd yet to see. For all things Musical Yearbook, check out themusicalyearbook.com. If you really like this podcast, subscribe to it right now. Do it. It would be fantastic. And you'll get all the new episodes right away. Musical Yearbook is produced by BAMM.TV. Check out BAMM.TV for hundreds of videos by incredible indie artists. We have episodic content on there. We have documentary shorts. And as always, just head over to Facebook and type in BAMM.TV and follow. Have a good one.